Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled Red Pill Coach Exposed. He married a single mom of 3. Let's get right into it.
But then it's not 0.
What about if you don't cohabitate?
Yeah, again. So now you're moving the goalposts.
No, most of the time. If you read my book, and I bet you can't read. Did you write a book? I'm pretty sure you didn't.
No.
I wrote a book.
My wife wrote a book, and I take all her money, though.
Good. Well, that tells me the type of man you are. Holy mackerel. You're pimping your wife out now? What's next?
He's pimping his wife out now. Now, this actually was prophetic of Coach Greg Adams because he did not know at the time who he was talking to. The man he's talking to, Andrew Wilson, who just got exposed. I mean, exposed to having one of the filthiest wife stories I've ever heard in my life. One of the filthiest. I'm surprised because I would see her on debates and she would talk and she would get on the whatever podcast. And look, I usually don't get into this kind of stuff. When a manosphere has drama, I don't get into it. But this was just horrendous. Now, bear with me. We're going to go through the story. I'm going to provide evidence that his wife was filth, respectfully. Okay? But first, I want to paint a picture of who his wife is based on her talking points. Take a look at this.
Do the stuff I do is because I was really shamed for not going down a career path. I had a full college scholarship that I declined because I wanted to be a mom instead, and everyone around me thought it was some massive tragedy, that I was going down the wrong path. I was going to regret not being a career babe. Everybody said, oh, it's such a shame you're just a mom. And turns out there's nothing I could have done with my life that's more meaningful than having 5 children, raising them well, and being a good mom. There's nothing I could do in the career world that's going to last the way that will have a lasting impact in this world. And I was shamed for it, and I was made to feel like, oh, I was losing somehow in life. So yeah, I don't want other women to feel that way. I want to stick up for women who do want to be good wives, who do want to be good mothers, who think that that's a worth do this.
Now, she's being disingenuous. She's trying to make it seem like the world shamed her for being a mom. No, they shamed you for being an unwedded mom. Yeah, she was a single mom. By the way, she had 5 kids, right? Only 2 of them was with Andrew. Okay, only 2 of them was with the Red Pill Coach Andrew. And I never knew this. How come I didn't know this? I don't pay attention to the Red Pill beefs. Nowadays, manosphere beefs are like rap beefs, okay? So look, if you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. You better watch your mouth. Now, she keeps going because clearly she wants to act like she's holier than thou, okay? And we're going to prove receipts that she's not who she thinks she is. But I want to first paint a picture of who she thinks she is. Take a look.
You quit OF and started a ministry, and now you're out here teaching people.
I never started a ministry. I never started a ministry.
Then why are you on here correcting people about theology?
What, your husband?
Don't know the first thing about
your
it?
husband who's calling me names? You're mad at me for correcting your husband who's calling me names and saying I'm not a Christian? Is that what you're mad about?
I'm saying you're not a Christian.
He also said I wasn't a Christian.
Not.
Did you have something to say?
You can't be a Christian when you deny the tenets of Christianity. Sorry.
Like for me, it's like communion means something different for everyone. But communion means relationship. You are communing with the Holy Spirit. You are being in one. You are literally becoming like one with them.
Why are you telling me this when you don't have any clue you don't know what communion is from a
So my
Christian
thing is like, why are you getting
idea.
upset that I don't know church history when I literally just became a Christian? You're upset at me for that.
So stop telling me what communion is.
Stop telling me what communion is. Because she's one of the great Christians who, by the way, had 3 kids, 4 kids, 5 kids, all of her kids out of wedlock. Yeah, I was shocked. I will be honest with you. I was shocked. That's why I made this video. I was shocked. Now, let's get to the receipts. You guys are probably talking about, like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Well, apparently, Rachel has a very checkered past. She got a really checkered past. I was surprised. I watched this video this morning, and I was like, whoa, this is spicy. Now, this video is going to be a reaction video. I'm reacting to a reaction video. I know everyone thinks it's a crime, okay? But I don't got the time to go try to piece all these things together, right? I got to make an entertaining video for you. But the idea is Rachel has multiple baby daddies. And when it comes to Andrew, the coach is being exposed at this point. Andrew Wilson, smoking the cigarettes. He's talking all that shit on whatever podcast. And he just had that major debate with Coach Greg Adams. Look at the history that the internet found out about his wife. Take a look.
comes to Rachel's timeline, we're going to go by baby daddy 1, baby daddy 2, and baby daddy 3. Now, we understand that she's been married twice, and I am naming names. So I'm going to put the names with the baby daddies so that you can understand and keep track, because when Brittany and I just keep saying baby daddy 1, baby daddy 2, it's confusing. These are adults. We will conceal the names of the children, but there's no need for us to conceal the names of the adults. They are public, and basically I'm just going to give the first name and not the last name. So let's talk about the boyfriend, and that's baby daddy number 1, and his name is Chad. Last name starts with H. So they started dating in 1997, and then they moved in together in 1998. In the year 2000, that's when Rachel got pregnant, and she was 20 years old. Don't worry.
Let me stop right there. Chad, the irony, okay?
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
Now, here's my problem with this. This is not even problematic. This is what everybody does. But what everybody doesn't do is play holier than thou and then come attack me and say I'm a degenerate and promoting degeneracy. Okay? So, this is why things were hidden, and this is why people are protecting certain people. And if I had known this before the debate, I certainly would have just focused on this. All right. I wouldn't even had the conversation about an ecclesiastical divorce. And the arrogance back to me is ridiculous. Okay. The arrogance back to me is crazy. To be completely arrogant and uppity against me is crazy. I mean, listen, my past is dirty, but I've disclosed most of my dirty secrets. Everybody's got to keep holding on right here. But we got Chad.
I'm going to show the receipts right after I give you the timeline. But I want to give you the timeline, and then I'm going to show you the receipts to back everything I'm saying in the timeline. Okay, so here we go. In the year 2000, that's when Rachel, at the age of 20, she got pregnant. They were not married. They were living together, okay? And that's when she had her first child. She gave birth to the first child. It's a daughter. And the initials of the first daughter is I, last name begins with H. And Rachel was 21 years old when that happened. In 2003, that's when Rachel, she was 23 at the time, gave birth to her second daughter, still not married to Chad. Her and Chad were living together at the time. And by the year 2003, that's when Chad caught Rachel cheating, and he left her.
Okay, so, man, listen.
Let me stop it right there. Okay, so let me paint the whole story for you. Okay, this dude, Andrew Wilson, is going online, and you see him, he's like the white version of Myron, right? He goes on these podcasts, and he attacks women, he criticizes them, he condemns them for being 304s, only to find out he married one. Yeah, he married one, yeah. His wife was a young, single mom. She literally had 3 kids prior to him. Okay, we're going to get through all this, okay? But I wanted to just paint you the picture. She had 3 kids prior to him. Now, if you look at the timeline, you can see on the screen, she had 2 kids by one guy, unmarried, and that guy left her because she was caught cheating on him with another man. So you're a single mom and you're a cheater. And by the way, did you see the video of her roasting other girls? Oh, yeah, don't tell me what communion is, and you think you're a Christian, and you shouldn't throw stones if you live in a glass house. And if you got a glass jaw, you should watch your mouth, because I'll break your face. Man, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the 50 Cent, man. Those lines still reign true today. Now, Coach Greg Adams, he's upset because he's like, bro, you debated me. Like, if you're this guy, you're trying to tell everyone, get married. You shouldn't have kids outside of wedlock and do the right thing. And all these people that are trying to make it seem to you that, like, oh, yeah, being married is the right thing. But I've been saying this for my longest time. I'm Christian. I believe in marriage. But I don't believe in marrying women that aren't wives. Hell no. And I'm not going to be the cleanup guy. Looks like Andrew Wilson was the cleanup guy. He literally was a stepdaddy to a Chad. To Chad's children. He's stepdaddy. Literally, the dude named Chad. You can't make this up, yo. You can't make this up.
I'm gonna let her do the commentary on this one. So this is bad news, man. And listen, I want men. This is just me trying to help men. All right, but men don't want no help. So listen, we make mistakes out here. We make mistakes, but I'm a whole heathen out here. Yes. clean. I'm a heathen, but this ain't even the half at this particular point. Let's continue here. We got her cheating on Chad. So Chad got cheated on.
With the 2 baby daughters that was, it looked like about a year and a half apart. So she gave birth to IH in 2001 and to JH in 2003. That was the second daughter. All right. So let's go to the receipts. Here is her blog that is on her Patreon. We also have it indexed. We also have it archived. We also have it bookmarked. So I want to show you how I was able to calculate all of this along with thoughts and players. So as you can see, she wrote this on October the 29th, 2021. And as you can see, I highlighted right here where she says, my oldest daughter is 20 years old now. My youngest daughter is 9. So we just basically did the math on that. Then she says, but I was 20 and had been with my boyfriend for 3 years. That's how I was able to determine how long they were together. So I'm just basically doing math here. And then finally in this paragraph, it reads, the boyfriend I had my first 2 daughters with left me. And then that's when we came to this conclusion right here of in 2003, that's when he left her. And then of course she goes in here, and in this blog is where she talks about the affair, and it's right here on the Wayback Machine. So we go into that. All right. So now let's go into the next timeline of baby daddy number 2. Now, out of all the baby daddies number 2 took the most time. We spent way more time on this person than we did on Chad and Andrew. So let's go over the timeline and we will go over the receipts. So in 2004, Rachel and Brian get married. Now remember, that was just a year apart, okay? Chad left her in 2003 because she was cheating around with Brian. And so Brian was like, oh, that's okay. Let's get married. And so...
and a lot of dudes do this, yo. Shout out to my white brothers, but y'all love to marry. Y'all love to be the cleanup guy. I don't know why. I don't know why. And I think it's because of this hyper conscientious feeling and principle amongst a lot of men. A lot of men, just do the right thing, you know. She made a mistake. She made an honest mistake. But I say this to guys all the time. I ain't going to be charity to nobody. I know you made an honest mistake, but I don't got no God complex. I'm not here to fix you of your mistake. If you try to save these hoes, you got a God complex. You can't save a hoe. There's no way to. Don't save them. She don't want to be saved. Don't save them. She don't want to be saved. So Andrew Wilson, the wife, the mother of 2 of his children, was not only a single mom of 2, but she got married to a man, had her 3rd child. So correct me, I was wrong. I said that she had all of her kids out of wedlock. I guess she had 4, not 5. This one kid, I guess she was married when she had the kid. But the idea is that she's the type of single mom that tries to trap men and get them into marrying her and doing the right thing because the original person she had babies with did not do the right thing. She has a higher standard for the second man than she did for the first man. And this is what you see with a lot of these women. And this is why, you guys can't take no advice from these so-called red pill coaches. They're all getting exposed. I might be the only real one left. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I don't have a very interesting past like this. Okay, my past is interesting in the sense that I've hooked up with a lot of beautiful women. You know what I'm saying? I got bitches. That's what's interesting about my life. Like this, saying that I've been hiding, I got skeletons in my closet like this. Yo. You know what I'm saying? This is great for us because this is entertaining, but you see why a lot of these coaches are fake coaches. They're not who they say they are. I'm exactly who I say I am, and I stand on it. I'm not a dude who's telling you don't do what I used to do. In fact, I'm telling you do what I did. You know what I'm saying? Go out there, you know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up with these girls. Learn something, you know what I'm saying, and focus on yourself. So I practice what I preach, and I've been practicing what I preach. A lot of these dudes are telling you to do something they don't do, and they haven't done. Hey, listen up, Safe Squad. Are you tired of being ignored by women? Well, download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up. It's going to teach you how to master attraction, build unshakable confidence, and win with women without words. Because chances are you're not ugly, you just talk too damn much. So download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up, and take control of your dating life right now. Now let's get right back to the content.
After Chad leaves her, then Brian and Rachel get married. And then a year after getting married, Rachel gives birth to her first son and her only son. And we're going to use the initials J and J. So his first name begins with a J, last name begins with a J. So we're going to call him JJ. And this is her third child because she had 2 daughters from Chad. And Rachel was 25 years old. So it was important to show how old Rachel was so that she can't say, oh, I had all my kids when I was, in my early 20s. No, that's not true. Okay. So, and a year after she gives birth to JJ, Brian files for separation. So this was in 2006. Brian had enough of Rachel and he separated. He left her. Then Rachel.
Now, the funny thing, the mitigating divorce thing conversation, we already got 2 seeming like divorces from just the woman at this point. And there's 2 divorces here, or at least there was a baby daddy and a divorce. All right, 2 years. None of these relationships lasted 2 years, 2 or 3 years tops, and it was on to the next one. We just following this.
Turned around and filed child support. That's, I think, about a month later, on June the 23rd. Okay, so they filed child support, and then they had a court hearing on September the 9th, and I'm gonna show receipts for all of this, by the way. So on September the 9th, along with kids to once a month.
But here's the interesting thing. When I was talking about this in the debate, he kind of acted like he had no experience with the court. But looking now, there is extensive experience with the court between the both of them. And I'm like, why was this the talking point you leaned on, knowing that this exists? And he knows this video exists. So why are you telling other people otherwise? What I would have done was I would have said, this is what I experienced. This is what I can do better, right? But it sounded like he came on his high horse and was like, no, I've been ecclesiastically Christian. Well, this is what I would have done for you. And I did this. This is why I have what I have. You should have came with this. You should have led with this, not the holier than thou, not the conservative traditional. I would have came and showed, this is what I experienced. This is why I have this wonderful wife that I have now. And, our sins are washed away. We're redeemed. That's what I would have done for my image. But now look at this. All right. So now what we got here is we have the other one, second daddy, baby daddy. Now they're fighting in court, which I said, so they didn't get married ecclesiastically. This should have been a known thing in our debate, but this never came up. Child support, temporary restraining order, temporary custody order, sole custody order. He knew this, and he acted like he didn't know this. Okay, let's continue.
Will be $616 will be deducted from his payments, from his check. And then
sorry, I'm going to skip this part because there's a lot of court hearings and this type of thing here. So just know that they fought in court. The second baby daddy and Rachel fought in court for almost 5 years straight. Okay, so from 2006, 2007, there's a service on Rachel. 2009, she filed a temporary protection order, which is domestic violence against Brian. All right, now we have a final divorce closure in 2011. Let's continue.
5 years old at the time. Then on February, about a couple of days later, Brian filed for a child protection order against Rachel on behalf of his son because he saw signs of abuse with his child protection. Brian on biological father. By the way, I want to let you guys know, Andrew was nowhere on this page. He's not listed as the biological father. All
right, so there has been a tragedy, which again I had no idea. One of these kids died. All right, so this does come up with Tree, and again, this kind of reflects maybe possibly why they are the way they are. But this child has died, the one they're fighting for custody here. Unfortunately, this is sad. This is nothing to celebrate. This is a painful experience. So shout out to the son here. Rest in peace to the son. But all of this fighting back and forth in this family division ended up leading to a situation where this kid was in the custody of one of the parents, and the kid was playing around with another kid, and he died.
And mind you, her ex-husband, and this is all Andrew's wife, right? This is Andrew's wife. Her ex-husband, the first husband, the guy who tried to be the first cleanup guy, tried to get custody of his kid. He tried to make it seem like she was unfit to be a mother, unsafe, and then the kid ended up dying. Can you imagine this? I don't know. I'm not saying that she did something to that kid, but I'm just saying. So your wife got some. Not only she got some skeletons in the closet figuratively, she got some skeletons in her closet literally. Yeah. And I want to say this because eventually the story's gonna come in where Brian gets involved. His name? No, sorry, Andrew gets involved. I'm talking about Andrew. And I want to get to that part where Andrew gets involved. So let's see if we can skip ahead and see where Andrew gets involved. Okay, so this is the part where Andrew gets involved.
Final baby daddy, Andrew Wilson. We already.
All right, so we know this. This is now again, like I said, this is not good. This is not good to be portraying one thing and then you're the other. So had I known this going into the debate, which I knew about possibilities that he married a single mother. All right. I didn't know it was a single mother of two different men. I had no idea. I wish I had watched it. I wish somebody had sent me this shit. Because there would be no debate at that particular point. It would have been cooked 20 minutes in because I would have just led with this. All right. But I actually probably would have let him get his ecclesiastical shit out. And then at the second hour led with this. But yeah, he's saying I'm deplorable, dumb, idiotic, stupid. These things, man, I told you it wasn't true. It wasn't true because it was on their side. I was just calling out the bullshit on his side. And obviously it was bullshit, sadly enough. And somebody said it gets worse. Yes, there's a lot of crazy shit that happens here. So let's go to him, third baby daddy.
Already know his last name, so I really don't have to say Andrew W. But this is baby daddy number 3, Andrew. Let's go through the timeline, and then we will go over the receipts. So in 2009, Rachel gave birth out of wedlock to her 4th child with the initials SW. That is her daughter. That is the daughter that belongs to Andrew. That is the first biological child that belongs to Andrew. Not the first daughter that belongs to Chad. Not the son that belongs to Brian, but this little girl belongs to Andrew. And by the way, Andrew was 25 years old and Rachel was 29. So Rachel is 4 years older than Andrew. That doesn't.
An older woman trapped a younger man. Older women of 3 kids, 1 deceased, trapped a younger man. And Andrew probably was so inexperienced with getting punani, the first opportunity he got to get with a girl, or first couple opportunities was Rachel. And this dude skeet. You know what I'm saying? He like, to me, this shows me if you, the first child you have with a woman, she's a single mom, it tells me a lot about you. You feel me? It tells me a lot about you. Are you really the guy I want to take dating advice from? And now he's telling people to get married, but his first child was out of wedlock. And the story gets worse than this. This is why I'm going to take my time with this. The story gets worse than this. Keep watching.
Right before his brainstem developed. Traditional marriage. Like this is getting bad, bro. You could have talked to me and pulled me over to the side. Was this supposed to be kayfabe or not? Not kayfabe. We wasn't supposed to break kayfabe. Guys, is this your king? This is who y'all defending?
Is this your king? Huh? Is this your king?
This is who the manosphere sided with. Half the manosphere. This is who you black manosphere people siding with right now. You could do it. This is why I got to leave, man. This is why I got to take my ball and go. There's no helping men at this point. Nobody's helping y'all. There's no helping men.
Married a black woman, to me.
We're going to continue this. Let's continue.
Sound traditional to me. Now, 2010, during the month of June, Andrew married a black woman named Taraka, and I got the
the humanity.
That's interesting. He married a black woman. I did not have that on my bingo card.
So here he is, a single dad, because he's separated from Rachel, which I guess he married her later, and you're going to see kind of how this unfolded. But as a single dad, he marries a black woman. And it just is more proof, and I hate to say this about our black queens, but it's more proof that they kind of have a lower standard for white men than they do for black men. Here's a cigarette-smoking, beer-belly-having, single father named Andrew Wilson, who married a black woman, and I guess she accepted him as his. Now, we don't know what she looks like. Maybe she was a single mom, too. I don't know. But it just goes to show you, like, you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. You just can't.
I did not have him married to a black woman on my bingo card. Andrew, you could have told me this, homie. We could have had the conversation after. See, you could have told me this, bro. Then I would have treated you a little bit differently. If we would have had a drink and we could have went over this script, I could have just said, okay, let's fake the debate and keep it moving.
And it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
But, hey, Myron, are you watching, sir? Is Myron here?
So I'm going to skip ahead because he's going in about the debate. And I want to get to the debate. I want to get just to the rest of the story. And I had her video, but he chopped up her video. So I figured just to keep his video in general and keep some of his talking points. But I want to get back to her part of the video.
Marriage court filings to prove this. So it looks like Andrew was into the swirl, y'all. Okay, he loved him some chocolate. So they were married in 2010. 2010, on June the 4th, Andrew's parents filed for guardianship of the first daughter that Rachel had with Andrew. Ain't that some stuff? Oh my goodness. So here's the deal. This is what I'm getting. By the way, what I'm about to say, I'm just guessing here.
What is this?
I'm just guessing. I'm thinking why Andrew was married to Tareka, he wanted to raise the child himself.
To get this straight, just so y'all can keep track, because a lot of people can't keep track. This is why he kept saying, I don't understand. He knocked up his current wife, married another woman, but apparently he wanted custody of the kid he knocked her up with. He wanted to raise her in the home of the new wife.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. None of this really makes sense. And the fact that he actually went back and married his baby mother when he was already married to another woman is wild, right? It's wild. Now, Coach Greg Adams, he's going to go in on him. He's going to go in on him more. But I want to play what she has to say about this more, because I think she raises some interesting points.
Did not find Rachel to be a fit mother, so he had his parents do their dirty work. I will show you the court case. Trust me, I got the receipts, honey. So he wanted his first daughter because the second daughter wasn't born yet, and because the deputy sheriff would come over to where Rachel was living and could not serve her, this is the reason why the case got got discharged. Let me read this for you for a second. So on June the 4th, Andrew's parents filed for guardianship of SW. That's the fourth child. Okay, that's the third daughter, but the fourth child. The legal notices that were sent to Rachel, not Andrew, because he was married to Tareka, who dodged being served. She was hiding. Every time the deputy sheriff would show up, she would go hide somewhere and tell people, I'm not here. Since the deputy sheriff couldn't serve her the court papers, the case was discharged. Now, in 2012, during the month of February, Rachel gave birth out of wedlock again to the fifth child.
Okay, hold up. I know I might have got the previous thing wrong, because, again, I don't understand. You sound...
It's simple. He literally was married to a black woman and got his baby mother pregnant again. So now they're both cheaters. He cheated on his wife with his baby mother, and his baby mother, you know what I'm saying, she cheated on her baby daddy with her future baby daddy. Like, this thing keeps going on, and you know what? You guys could do your own research. At some point, I guess he gets divorced from his black wife. He remarries his baby mother, and that's where we are today. Now, I do want to play a little bit of their back and forth, just so you can understand, like, why all of this is coming to a head at this point now. Why all of this is significant for their viral debate, because him and Coach Greg Adams had a debate, and a lot of people felt like Andrew Wilson won a debate, but Coach Greg Adams didn't know about none of this shit. He didn't know about any of this. I didn't know about any of this information. This is all a shock to me. I took Andrew Wilson as a guy who all his children were by his wife, which is true, but then all his wife's children was by him, which is not true. His wife had 3 other children outside of him. His wife is 4 years older than him. His wife was already a baby mom when she met him, and she was already divorced when she met him. So, very wild love triangle, love octagon, I guess you could say, of sorts. But let's get to some of the things they're talking about, because I do want to react to some of their talking points.
But your church pastor is going to be very busy walking in all of these bedrooms, preventing divorce and enforcing women to sleep with their husbands. Now, the first leap of faith that you have, hold on for a second. Oh, I heard you. The first leap of faith is virgin. Okay, if we look at the stats, please pull up the stats of how many women qualify as a virgin.
On virginity.
You said virginity. I'm just letting you know. You brought it up.
In America?
Now, in America, what women percentage qualify as virgins? All right, so you're going to say very few. So you know this.
7%, age 22 to 34.
7%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what?
So now we have.
Do you know what a baseline for an argument is?
That was the baseline.
Yeah.
You want to say now? Do we want to increase the body count?
Yeah,
I mean, because
yes,
if you're looking,
that was the whole point of the baseline of the argument.
So right now, if we can pull up how many women in Gen Z, because this is marital age women, would have a body count lower than 5.
No,
because
millennials
now
are also marriageably aged. What do you mean?
Okay, millennials, younger millennials. Okay, because there's no point in older people getting married. They're not procreating. All right, they're going to have 1 or 2 kids.
Older
that doesn't
people
help
do
us.
Procreate.
Not that much. All right, they're going to have 1 or 2 kids. All right, listen, it said in the Bible, in your Bible, it says be fruitful and multiply, not add. All right, we're not adding one little autistic kid. We're multiplying.
That would be multiplying.
No, it wouldn't be multiplying.
Yes,
having
it would.
one little bright ass kid.
If you have 3 and you have 1 more, that's
all right,
multiplying.
Multiplying by 1. All right, that's
so
not
multiplying.
the answer. Okay, listen. We're multiplying by multiples. You know what I'm talking about. Now, listen.
Yeah, that is a multiple.
Hold on for a second. You want to convince me that there's going to be women of low body count in this secular world we live in to make your scenario work, to enforce women to have sex with their husband from the pulpit. Yeah. Do you see? Yeah. This is very strange.
Well, I have all the data to back my. Show me
from a very small percentage. I mean, it works in a podunk town. I don't know where you're.
See, and this is where Andrew was disingenuous, because he made it seem like there's a bunch of women who are virgins. Bro, your wife wasn't a virgin. She had 3 kids outside of you. She was a single mom, and now she gets on here talking about, oh, I'm a mother, and, you know, people shame me for being a mom. No, they shamed you for being a 304. This is why a lot of people who get online who try to grift and make a career out of dating, out of influencing, out of YouTube, they don't realize that they're not in the position to condemn people the way they condemn people. This is the pot calling the kettle black. You guys are humiliating yourself all because you want to make fun of other people to make yourself feel better. Anytime I criticize people, it's not to make myself feel better. It's actually to help improve people. Have a discussion where we should have a nucleus family. We should, ideally. But it looks like we're moving down a path where that's impossible. Because more and more women are more promiscuous than ever. They're not wives. God said, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So guess what? If we don't find a wife, we found a bad thing. And Andrew Wilson found it theoretically a bad thing, and he still married her. Him and her had an affair when he was married. That's a woman you would marry and have more kids with? That's what you have 2 daughters with her. You want your daughters to be just like your wife? Anyway, I can't make this shit up. Like this video, subscribe to the channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see y'all over there.